Ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, and if you would please join me in welcoming the 2019 Nobel Prize winner, Dr. Gregg Semenza.
Those were some really big numbers. Thank you for your support for the American Cancer Society. I've been supported by ACS since 2012. And I'll start with an even bigger number, which is 10 trillion. That's the number of cells in your body. The ladies, maybe a few less. Some of the men, maybe a few more. And every one of those cells requires oxygen every minute of every day. And the question is, how does the body maintain the supply of oxygen, which is essential for life? And we were able to identify a mechanism by which cells can sense oxygen and change the expression of genes in order to maintain oxygen delivery to all the cells. So for example, red blood cell production is a critical way to maintain oxygen delivery. And the hormone EPO, which you may have heard of because certain bicyclists were using it for performance enhancement. This is the hormone that stimulates red blood cell production. And we were able to identify the sequence in the EPO gene that allowed it to be turned on when oxygen levels were low. And we used that sequence to identify a protein that binds to the gene that's called hypoxia-inducible factor 1, or HIF1. This turned out to be important for oxygen delivery throughout the body and led to the Nobel Prize, which was awarded in December of last year. Thank you. And this is King Gustav XV of Sweden making the award in Stockholm. Well, we know that the oxygen levels in various tissues are different, and in cancer, the oxygen levels are particularly low. This is a picture of a typical advanced cancer. These white areas are areas where the cancer cells have died because they're too far away from a blood vessel to get enough oxygen. The cells around the blood vessel get oxygen, and these are rapidly dividing cancer cells that are killed by standard chemotherapy. These brown cells are cells that are not getting enough oxygen. And these cells are making a lot of HIF1, and it's these cells that survive the cancer therapy. So there are no drugs at the moment that target these cells, and we believe it's these cells that survive the therapy that metastasize and lead to the death of over 40,000 women every year with breast cancer. And our goal has been, over the last 15 years, to understand the behavior of these cells and to figure out ways that we can target them for treatment. We've been able to identify drugs that can target these cells, and we've shown that we can block tumor growth and also metastasis in animal models, and we're expecting that we'll be able to begin clinical trials to test these drugs in patients within the next several years. And we've been able to do that with the help of the American Cancer Society, which means through the help of everyone in this room. And I'd like to thank you for your generosity and your commitment that you share with us to fight cancer, to identify new ways that we can treat cancer, and to save the lives of cancer patients. Thank you very much.